Hey everybody, this is Bradley Gillespie with an AE Tuts quick tip on how to do a muted color grade and film burn effect found in a lot of recent popular music videos. The footage we're going to be using today is from a music video I shot for the artist AC Soprano featuring the model LA Love. So let's get into this. Right now we just have our footage dropped into a new comp with the anamorphic crop marks laid over top of that. So let's start with this color grade by going to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer. Hit Enter on the keyboard, rename it Color Grade, and put it between the anamorphic crop and the footage. So let's go to Effect, Magic Bullet Colorista, Colorista Free, which is a great free plugin from Red Giant. Highly suggest you get it. But anyhow, let's drop off these highlights a little bit by just darkening them down to get a more gray in the highlights instead of a white. So if we toggle those off, you can see that in the window the footage is bright white. Now it's more of a down gray color. So let's move the highlight color over to a lime green. Let's not push that too far, but enough to work. On top of that, let's go to Effect, Color Correction, Levels, and push up the output black to about 15. What this does is this lifts details in the shadows, so bringing back some of the details in the shadows, as well as separating the footage from the anamorphic crop, which I personally like. On top of that, let's go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves, and finish this off by switching over to the blue channel and lifting the blues out of the shadows a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to bring some blues in the shadows. So let's swivel all these down, and we are done with our color grade. So let's start working on our film burn effect. Let's go to Layer, New, Solid, and we'll make it white. Make comp size and hit OK. And hit enter on the keyboard again to rename this to film burn. And we'll drag the film burn beneath our color grade but above the footage. Let's start by going to Effect, Noise and Grain, Fractal Noise. And this is going to be the basis for our film burn effect. So let's start messing with some settings. We'll turn the fractal type to swirly, invert the colors, and bring the contrast up pretty decent amount to about 175, so we can start separating those a little more. We'll turn the complexity down a bit, maybe to around 4. We'll go into our transform and swirl that down and increase the scale by this by a lot, maybe up to 1400, 1500. Swirl that back down. We'll swirl our sub settings down and boost up the sub scaling to pretty big, around 350. So we'll swirl that down, and the very last thing we need to do in our fractal noise is option click or alt click on the PC to bring up an expression on the evolution. So let's go to time multiplied by 150. So this will animate the evolution throughout the composition. So let's swirl that back down, and next we are going to want to highlight our film burn layer again. Go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves, and we'll add a contrast curve, but it will be an extreme contrast curve. So about there. So you're going from that to that. Let's on top of that, we'll go ahead and go to Blur and Sharpen and add a fast blur on top of that. Repeat the edge pixels and bump that up to about 350-ish. Okay, so let's go to our blending mode of our film burn layer and turn that to screen to get rid of all the black pixels, and now you have these kind of just like white spheres flying around the composition. So that looks okay. If you want to stick with that, that's fine. But one thing you can do is actually increase the horizontal scale just by zooming out to about 3 to 5 times the size of the composition. So now that you do it, you have more of this like smooth film burn, and you can stop right here if you want, because that looks pretty good already with the white. But if you want to add some color to it, just go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves, switch over to the red channel. We'll boost the reds up or whatever color you want. Go into the green, pull it down a little bit to get some more magenta tones. Go to the blue channel and pull that down just to get a little more orangish feel. And there you go. Now just remember that you can take everything you just made in this effect panel and save it as an animation preset by clicking one, shift clicking to the bottom, going to animation, save animation preset, and save it out so you can use it in further compositions. It'll save everything except for the horizontal stretching, so just remember to do that, and then you have a preset to make these film burns and put them on anytime you want. Anyhow, this is Bradley Gillespie with an AE Tuts Quick Tip. I hope you enjoyed watching. Have a nice day.